But to everybody here, certainly I'd like to give you a very warm welcome to the President Nominee session. I'd also like to welcome our District Governor-elect Colin, who's been kind enough to join us. It's great to see you, Colin. It's interesting. I was looking through the list of attendees tonight. I found we've got, in addition to Colin, we've also got President Nominees, President-elects, Program Directors, Rotaract President-elect, Treasurers, and even a President. So I certainly hope that everybody tonight is going to enjoy the session. So just before we start, I thought we should get to know each other a little bit better. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to shortly ask each of you to repeat your name, your club that you're from, the current Rotary position you occupy, and something that you enjoy about Rotary. Now, if for some reason you're not on my list, and it may be a case that a few of you aren't, what I'd like you to do is put up your hands so that we can introduce you and make sure you're part of the group. And also, if you can remember, when you are about to introduce yourself, please unmute yourself. And then if you wouldn't mind going back on mute once you've had an opportunity to be introduced. Okay, so let's start. I'm your host.
Unmute yourself.
That's it. So I'm your host tonight. My name is Peter Bem from Noble Park, Dingley. I'm the District Governor Nominee. And I think one of the things that I love about Rotary is just meeting people. So continuing on, if I could ask our District Governor-elect Colin Byron, please. Colin, you could go next.
Thanks, Peter. So Colin Byron, Rotary Club of Greater Dandenong and Endeavour Hills. I think it's the longest name in the district. I am the District Governor-elect. Somebody told me it's only like 50 days, less than 50 days now to
get the video up, Ange.
the new Rotary year. And I'm a bit like you, Peter. I just enjoy meeting people, meeting Rotarians, and having a look at what they're doing and sharing ideas and stuff like that. So yeah.
Great. Okay, so let's go down the list. Now, as I say, please, I'll apologise if I miss you out of this list, but I'm sure we can add you into this particular time. Next one I got on my list is Peter Brock. Now, if Peter tells me he drives Holden cars, that's another thing. So, Peter.
Hello all, my name is Peter Brock. I'm from the Rotary Club of Emerald and District. Sorry, it might be a bit noisy. I'm in a hotel here and I'm travelling for work. I've been in Rotary nearly 10 years now. Spent the first 4 years in Emerald, then went to Rotary Club of Singapore for 4 years. Now just come back. I really like fellowship and I really like the outcomes that we can do and the project work that we do. Thank you.
Great. Welcome along, Peter. Bob Morris.
G'day, I'm Bob. I'm from Rowville, Listerfield. I've been in Rotary for 3 years. I joined mainly due to my lovely wife, Heather, who's been in Rotary about 8 years. And the friendship and the fellowship and the welcoming nature of the club is what got me in, and their preparedness to have a go at something. And I'm not holding any positions except for the barbecues. We do a monthly barbecue at Bunnings.
Very good. Welcome along. Brian Slade.
Just getting off mute. I have been with Rotary for just coming up 4 years. I've been treasurer for the last 2 years and I couldn't shake that one. So I'm going to be president in the coming year and retain the treasurer's role. I like Rotary in terms of its giving back to the community, but from a personal perspective, I like the fellowship. So dealing with other people and even in a wider sense, meeting other people from other clubs. So they're the things that appeal to me about being a member of Rotary.
Excellent. Will Corneliuson.
Well, good evening, everybody. As Peter said, my name is Will Corneliuson. I'm from the Rotary Club of Waverley. I am president nominee, and that will be my 5th time, because I'm very good or I can't get it right. It's one of the two reasons. I've been in Rotary for 20 plus years. Like I said, I've been president, I've been assistant governor, And I'm the conference chair again for Colin's year. Have been for the last few years. I've done about 17 odd conferences. Look, I love Rotary. Rotary is my passion, and that's what I'm going to stick to because that's why I am in Rotary. Thank you.
All right, thanks, Will. Patricia Anderson.
It's Bill Redfern speaking. I don't think Trish has been able to join, and I'm the president-elect for Frankston, where Trish is president nominee.
Yep.
So I'll represent her.
No worries. I think I saw Patricia there. That's on the screen.
Hang on, Trish, you are there, Trish.
Yeah, Trish is
No,
here.
I apologise. I'm late. I do apologise.
Sorry, Trish. I stand beside. Stand back. Bye-bye.
Go for it, Trish.
So what am I doing? I'm introducing myself.
Yes, please. So if you can tell us your name, you can tell us your club you're from, and if you can tell us your current position and something you like about Rotary.
Right. Firstly, I'm Patricia Anderson. I've been in Frankston Rotary for about 11 years. I was to be president about 3 or 4 years ago, and I had to back out because I had a lot of pressure in my life. So I'm now president nominee. I love Rotary. What I like about Rotary is the service side of it. I love getting out there in the community, and I like working with my fellow Rotarians when we're doing a project of some sort. So I like that, the passion side. I didn't really join for the social. I really joined for service, but I suppose the two of them go together. So, and I will be, well, I've got another year to go. Bill's going to be the next president. So
Welcome along. That's great to see you, Patricia. Sue Twaits.
Hello all. I'm secretary of Box Hill Burwood. I joined Rotary probably 3 and a bit years ago. I've been secretary for the last couple of years. I love the friendship, the people, the club. I love our projects. We've got some major projects this year, and it's just getting out there and meeting people and doing good service.
Excellent. It's great. Great to have you along. Con. Off mute, Con. You're on mute.
I beg your pardon. Yeah. Well, my name is Con, but really the name doesn't really mean what it normally means in English, but it's short from the name of Constantine, and I call myself Constantine the Great. Yeah. I've been in Rotary for 38 years, and this year I volunteered to be president next year and the president-elect. I can see everybody that they get a lot of pleasure out of being in Rotary, from service, fellowship, and all the other things that Rotary offers. And I just came to the conclusion that we're all selfish. Thanks. Because we get a lot of pleasure out of it.
We do indeed. We do indeed. Nothing to be ashamed of about that, that's for sure.
Nothing, no.
Thanks, Con. Tim Lynch. No, Tim's not off. Are you off mute yet, Tim?
Can you hear me now, Peter?
Yeah, I can hear you now, Tim.
Peter, thank you for hosting this evening. I've been in Rotary since about, I think, 1997, so it's about 25 years or more. And there's so much I like about the organisation. It's the people that are in it, I suppose. They're some of the greatest motivated people that you'd ever want to meet. I'm the current community chair, so I organised to dispose of some money, which is quite exciting. I've got my own committee, and we support groups. Our organisation runs the Bentley Market down in Bentley, and we raise money through a trash and treasure facility. Can you hear me?
Yes, yeah, I can hear you, Tim.
Good on you, Peter. Thanks very much for that. Is that enough?
That's
Can't
fine.
see you.
They can't see you, but
Right. No, I didn't bring home my computer, unfortunately, and I'm
that's
using my
okay.
daughter's computer, and it doesn't have the visual thing doesn't come up.
Camera.
So you're not
No
missing
worries.
anything, let me tell you.
Okay. Pearl, good. Welcome to you. If you can take yourself off mute.
Sorry, you just caught me when I was reading in the chat. I thought, oh, I'll see what's on chat. There you go. So I'm Pearl Finlay-James, PAF president. I've been in Rotary for 10 years now, and I'm president-elect this year. And I belong to that elusive club, the E-Latitude 38. So we meet online. You don't hear much about us because every time everybody talks is about all those other clubs, but never about the E-Latitude. So I'm here to wave the flag for E-Latitude. And what do I like about Rotary? I just love Rotary. I love being a Rotarian. Rotary gives me an identity. And when I'm proud to say to people, I'm a Rotarian, I think it paints a picture of Pearl in one word. So,
That's great. Thanks so much, Pearl. That was great. Okay, Zeki, welcome to you. I can see you, Zeki, but I can't hear you.
Okay. Thank you very much. I'm from Rotary Club of Monash, chartered member, chartered 1995 from the Rotary Club of Waverley. We've been but made a few mistakes 5-6 years ago. We didn't realize the membership is reducing and it couldn't get the new members. And we are now in process to amalgamate with the Rotary Club of Glen Waverley. And I like the fellowship and also the service to the community. Thank you.
Fantastic. Thanks, Zeki. Lynn Bennett. Welcome, Lynn.
From the Rotary Club of Warragul. I'm president-elect. Yeah, I joined Rotary because I like helping people, and this is a great group of people. And yeah, I just hope I can do a lot more. At the moment, I'm just doing newsletter. I've had various positions in the past, but yeah, I look forward to the next 12 months, 2 years.
Excellent. Thanks, Lynn. John Turnell.
G'day. I'm the chairman for the Dandenong All Holden car show. So I took that on in 2015. I've now grown it to being the biggest All Holden show in Victoria. And I'm pretty proud that all the money we raise goes to charities, and we've been able to make people's lives a lot better. Also enjoy chatting with people, and I'm going to be president-elect for the coming year for our club.
Fantastic. Welcome to you, John.
All right, thanks.
Rob Edwards.
Yeah, Rob Edwards, Warrandyte, Donvale. I'm currently community chair, and I'm sharing the presidency this year in a 3-way split. And I'm just coming up to finishing my 4-month stint, but I am president-elect for next year also. So I'm a charter member of the Rotary Club of Warrandyte, so 1984, that makes it 40 years coming up. And we amalgamated 12 years ago with the Rotary Club of Donvale, and I've avoided passionately for 12 years taking on the presidency, but here I am in it again, and having put my hand up, reasonably happy to do it now. I can seriously tell you I avoided it. I was very busy in the community but didn't want the presidency, but here I am, and looking forward to it. So my love of Rotary has all been said. I think it's just the companionship. It's the wonderful people you're involved in, and Rotary is a fabulous vehicle to get further involved into the local community too. And we share quite a lot of our markets with other community groups, and I love that involvement. So thank you.
I agree. Thanks, Rob. Bill Redfern.
Apologies, delay while I unmuted. I'm currently president-elect. In other words, I will be president of our Frankston Rotary Club next year. I think I'm at this meeting because I don't know how to follow instructions, but having booked, I thought I'd stay and see what I can learn.
True. Welcome along.
Thank you.
Sean Mann from our Rotoractors. Sean.
Hello. Sorry, my video is off. My internet connection's a bit poor. Where I'm at the moment. But yeah, I'm from Rotaract Club of Whitehorse. I think technically I've been a part of the Rotary family for about 8-ish years, where I was a part of Interact beforehand, where probably my favorite thing about Rotary so far is probably the connections I've met within Interact, Rotaract, and yeah, all the fun stuff.
Yeah, it is too. It's great to have you along, Sean. So thanks very much for coming. Matthew Gibney. Matthew.
Yes, the other Rotoractor. Matthew Gibney from the Rotaract Club of Whitehorse. Been in Rotaract for about, I think, 2 years and 2 months officially now, but have been co-president for 2 years. So I got thrusted into the role pretty quickly, but this year taking a step back, potentially as VP, if we don't have anyone to fill that role, but always really keen to learn. So that's why I'm here tonight. One thing I love about Rotaract and Rotary, I think I've really been enjoying the conversations that I've been having with everyone recently. I did 2 weeks at the Bentley market actually, which are really long shifts from 6:30 to 12:30 last 2 Sundays. But just talking to the Rotarians and the people there has been fun. And then the opportunities as well, I guess, from a different perspective from the Rotaractor side of things. A lot of really good things for professional development, but also career-wise, and getting to meet new people. I really enjoyed. Yeah.
Terrific. Great to have you along, Matthew.
Yes.
Rob Davies.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you. Rotary Club of Mount Martha. This will be coming up for 44 years. And I have a healthy obsession for collecting refundable containers. We're up to about 125,000 now. Thank you.
Well done. Well done. Gee, that's a lot, isn't it? It's a lot. Okay, Jolyon. Welcome.
Good evening. Yeah, name's Jolyon Dutton from the Rotary Club of Leongatha. And I started out the Rotary journey as the father of an outbound exchange student in 2006, I think it was. And then we hosted Rotary exchange students. And then I became the partner of a Rotarian. And I think it was about 3.5 years ago, I succumbed and became a Rotarian. And I'm currently president elect and secretary of the Leongatha Rotary Club. And yeah, just I joined because I was sort of getting a bit of the social stuff, and I thought I'd really enjoy giving back a bit as well, putting in.
Oh, that's great. Great to have you along. Sandra Fideli. Go off mute there, Sandra.
Hi.
That's it.
Okay, I'm from the Rotary Club of Rosebud Rye. I've only been a member since the beginning of COVID. I'm currently the international director and president-elect coming in. And I'm a little bit nerdy and I really like the board meetings, which is probably what I like, the intellectual stimulation and the I like the fellowship mixed with the kind of the intellectual kind of jousting that happens in the board meetings and that. I'm also really interested in Rotaract, and I'm taking some Rotaractors to Nepal in November, and we're going to, because I've spent a lot of time in the past working in Nepal, so we're going to go to some Rotary-led projects there, and I just love it that you can have an idea and that you can, as long as it's a good idea and and you're prepared to put a lot of work into it, you can kind of make it fly. So I find Rotary a very powerful organisation, and I enjoy that side of it.
Fantastic. Thanks, Sandra. Okay, Nigel Cooper, welcome.
I'm the current treasurer at Mont Albert and Surrey Hills Rotary Club, have been for the last 3 years, but I'm stepping out of the frying pan into the fire as president-elect next year. I might add it's co-president-elect. We've had a bit of trouble finding the president, so eventually a couple of us said, well, if you do it, I'll do it. So we're sharing the role. I've been in Rotary 17 years. What I get out of Rotary, not just the fellowship and the friendship, but just making a difference, being able to raise money and to donate to worthy causes, and for people who probably not as well off as we are. So it gives me a lot of pride and satisfaction.
Very good. Thanks very much for that, Nigel. Great to have you along. Tilly Hutton.
Oh, hi, everyone. Great to be with you. I finally got connected. I'm from the Rotary Club of Inverloch, down on the south coast. We've been, my partner Rod and I have been in Rotary since the 2000s and something, originally in Berwick. We really love Rotary, and when we moved to Inverloch, that was the first thing we did. We joined the Rotary Club here, and we've been in various positions ever since. And really enjoy it. It's a great way to make a difference in the local community, and Rotary is very highly respected in our community. And when we've had functions, raffles, whatever, you know, people will just toss notes at us and saying, oh, it's for Rotary. So we love to be involved with that sort of thing. And yeah, it's working so far. We have a co-presidency situation both this year and next year. So I've been co-president this year and co-president again next year with another person. So yeah, looking forward. It's going to be an exciting thing. We do have a bit of a hiatus in the winter months because lots of members go away. When I say lots, some of our 20 members that we have. But we just, we have fun with what we do, and we try to get ourselves into the, promoted in the local communities. So yeah, thank you. Look forward to the year ahead.
No, it's great to have you along, Tilly. Rob Robertson.
Hello, good evening, and great to be with you. I'm currently president of the Rotary Club of Phillip Island, San Remo. What I love about Rotary and what energises me every meeting is the enthusiasm of our members and their willingness to get involved, to commit, and to be a part of improving people's lives, both in our local community, but also right across the whole world, which is just fantastic. We are on a very high positive roll at the moment. We had 13 members in the 22-23 year. This year we're looking at inducting, we've already inducted 5, and there'll be another 3 or 4 before the end of the financial year. So we are finding that people in our community really want to get involved in something that benefits others in the community, and Rotary fits that bill really well. It's a great club, very positive, lots of energy, and we're doing great things. So it's very rewarding all round.
Oh, that's excellent.
Thank you.
Well done, Rob. Well done. Jim Young. Jim, welcome.
Thank you. From the Rotary Club of Mount Eliza. I joined Rotary, and I like being in Rotary because it gets things done locally and also internationally. I am the current Director of Fellowship and Fundraising, and also Presidential Nominee. This will be my second term. I was President about 5 or 6 years ago, and I was a fairly junior Rotarian at that stage. So I'm looking forward to doing a better job this time round.
Yeah. Good stuff. Well done, Jim. And Jen Marshall. Welcome, Jen.
Hey, Jen. Yay.
Hello. Hey, Tilly.
Hi.
Yes. So I'm from the Rotary Club of Berwick. That's why Tilly knows me. So I've been in Rotary for 9 years. Right now I'm taking I'm not doing any board positions because my daughter just started school and my son just started kinder. So yeah, it's a big year this year, but I am heavily involved in the Rotary Overseas Relocated Playgrounds project, if anyone's familiar with that one, where we take playgrounds and send them overseas, which is a great one. And yeah, the thing that I love about Rotary is just being part of that Rotary family and raising my children and being able to use it as a way to teach my children about giving back to the community and surrounding yourself with people that are amazing Rotarians, but want to serve the community. And that's something that's important to me. And through Rotary, I can teach my kids and get them involved and take them along to as many projects as possible and a few meetings here and there. So yeah, it's been a fun 9 years so far.
Excellent.
Fabulous.
That's great. That's great, Jen. That's great. Now, we've also got the gentleman that looks after us, gets us all online, who does a fantastic job. There's a guy called Mark Humphreys. You might have heard of him. So, Mark, would you like to introduce yourself to those of you who would not perhaps know you from name?
Who are you, Mark?
No idea, Tilly. Yeah, look, Mark Humphreys, I'm a past governor. I hold several district roles at the moment and taking up a Rotary International Committee position next year. And what I really love seeing is meeting everybody and then watching them develop along their many and varied Rotary journeys. And with that being said, one of the most exciting things that I can see happening, and every one of you here is invited, Sunday the 2nd and Monday the 3rd of June, come and see the International President Gordon McAnally. Come for a lunch, come for a breakfast. I mean, what a great opportunity to rub shoulders with the current International President.
Fantastic. Thanks, Mark. And thanks for all the work you're doing too, Mark. It's really appreciated. It's just terrific to have you along. Is there anybody I've missed out on? If you could raise your hand so either myself or Mark or Colin can identify. Anybody missed? Brian? Is it Brian Norris? Hello, Brian.
Yes, that's me. Thanks, Peter. My name's Brian Norris, and like Pearl, I'm a member of the Rotary E-Club of Latitude 38. I live in Sale. I've been in Rotary for 29 years, but my wife has been in for 30 years, so I've been gazumped there. I'm president nominee for the club, and that's my fourth time, and hopefully I'll get it right. I'm a past district governor of 9820. What I love about Rotary is just about everything, but I'm really keen on training and awareness and mentoring.
Fantastic.
Thank you, Peter.
Great to have you along, Brian. Okay, anybody else I might have missed out on? No? Everybody else right? Very good. Very good. Well, welcome along anyway, and thanks so much. I mean, tonight really is about getting to know each other a little bit better. So having a few of those stories and finding out where everybody's from, I think is really important. Okay, we know there's many different positions that are read out tonight, but believe it or not, everybody tonight is a president nominee. Okay, you're all deputised as president nominees. Now, this is going to be a little bit different in terms of the session because it might be different to what you're expecting. We're not going to have copious amounts of PowerPoint slides, and there's certainly going to be no lectures from me. Instead, what I wanted to do is to make it highly interactive. Also have a no passengers policy. That is, I'd love everybody to contribute. Your thoughts and your views are really highly valued. It's a relatively short session tonight, so hopefully we'll get in as much as we can. So what's the prime reason you're all here? Well, I think it's really because you genuinely care about your clubs, and you probably want some ideas on how your clubs can be even more successful, and of course, learn from each other within the group. Don't forget, take notes where you can, although the session will be recorded for you. Now, the way it's going to work tonight is that I'll try and stimulate the conversation through discussion points to make an experience that hopefully you can utilise back at your own clubs. And from your club's perspective, I'm sure that they're very proud of each of you taking on the responsibilities that you are doing, and I can guarantee you that they all want you to succeed. We're going to cover a few topics, or as many as we have within the limited time we have tonight. So I plan to keep it moving as much as I can. and give everybody an opportunity to contribute. The first discussion point tonight is going to be about leadership, because really leadership is at the forefront of how you'll be approaching the position. Here is where I want to start to involve everybody in the room. I'm going to ask you to give me one aspect of being a good leader. And just so you have some think time about that, I'm going to give you one, and then I'm going to ask Colin to give us his view on one aspect of good leadership, and then we're going to open it up to the room. Now, I think that there are many aspects of leadership, but being a president of a club, I think optimism is one aspect which I've always believed is important. You know, your clubs often take their emotional cues from the president. The president is positive, can encourage the members of your club to feel valued, to try new ideas. What the president is really doing is selling hope. And I think optimism is one of the great signs of leadership. And I want you to consider these as Colin talks to you about his view on leadership. Consider aspects of leadership which may include the ability to communicate, resilience, humility, the flexibility of mind, being authentic, empowering others, delegating responsibility, being creative, being a good listener, leading a group into action, caring, trustworthiness, being well organised, even decisive when required. So, Colin, we've set the scene, but what is an important aspect of leadership do you feel that this group should consider?
As we're going into a changing landscape for Rotary in the next couple of years, I believe leadership in change leadership is really important. And again, it's some of the things you've just spoken about. It's about communication, it's about collaboration, and again, making sure we look after our people going forward. So and again, I know we get resistance to change, but we all need to be change agents if we are going to move Rotary forward into the new world. So they're my ideas for some of the skills that we need to have in our clubs and in our people as well. Yeah, certainly change it's really about us everywhere, isn't it? All the way from the amalgamation of the two districts all the way through to regionalisation. So it's a big amount of change which we're all going through. Okay, what else? Give me something else that you think is important in terms of leadership for a club. If nobody says anything, I'll start electing people. So
I'll start off. I'll say transparency.
Transparency, yep. Yeah. So what about transparency? In what way, Nigel?
Well, for example, at board meetings, we like to make sure that all our members know what's going on at a board meeting. Okay, if there's something rather personal, it doesn't get mentioned, but the minutes usually reflect what we're doing as a club and what we've decided. So it's important that the members see what's going on, see that they're getting buy-in, and also seeking their feedback.
Yep, that's pretty important, isn't it? And the transparency, I think, is an ongoing thing for all departments of Rotary, apart from the president. So I think it's a really good point right the way through. What are some other aspects? Will, what do you think?
I reckon being a good facilitator, listening to what the members would like, listening to the board, and make sure that although you got control over the situation, that you try to help as many people as possible to achieve the optimum.
Yep. Yeah, facilitation is pretty important, isn't it? Yeah. Jim Young?
I just wanted to make 2 points. When I was a very young person, I was lucky enough to have 2 mentors, one of whom taught me to admit my mistakes. And we all make mistakes. Stick your hand up and admit it early, because people then at least know. They might think you're stupid, but they know you're being honest. The other thing, and more important, is surround yourself with people who are smarter than you are. let them go,
Yes.
let them do things, and really go from there. And I've got to tell you, I've made a career from that. It was a very successful career. So there you go.
Very good. Okay, anybody else? Jen, what do you think?
I think in Rotary, we have a really bad habit of giving those busy Rotarians the extra jobs and forgetting to sort of cast the eyesight wider. And I always think there's nothing worse than having Rotarians standing around bored. Rotarians are there for a reason. We give up our time to be busy, to do something, to serve the community, never have a Rotarian standing around being bored with their hands in their pockets. So I think sometimes we just need to get that shared leadership. So I think for me, it's making sure that when you go, I need something done, it's making sure that I'm looking across the entire club to make sure that everyone has a role, because we want to feel connected. We want to feel valued, important, contributing, and not just go to those, you know, how you just have those regular people that, you know, if I go to them, I'll know I'll get it done. But sometimes you got to go, oh, let's actually go to a new member or someone that's been a bit quiet, look for people's skill set, talk to people, find out what they want. So definitely shared leadership is, yeah, really important to me.
I think you're right, Jen. A lot of it, too, when you think about it, the leadership which you see is always the willing workers. It's always that top echelon, and they tend to get the ones that you ask immediately. I think that involvement factor you're talking about makes a lot of sense too, particularly for people who might be in the periphery, that you're probably going to surprise us if you ask them to do a job. They probably would do it better than what you may think they're going to do. Sometimes I wonder, though, Jen, if it's confidence as well. I wonder if it's the confidence of person saying, oh, I'm not sure if I could do this job, and until you ask them, you're never going to know, are you?
Yeah, absolutely. And it used to be that whole thing of if someone tapped you on the shoulder, I don't know if other clubs had it, was this whole tap you on the shoulder, I want you for this, but it should be used as a way to say, I believe in you. I think you're going to be really good at this. I really want you because I think that you're going to add value to it. Yeah, yeah. So I think that whole, I don't know, I think the old tap on the shoulder was like more of a forceful, like, you're doing it unless you got a good reason not to, but it should actually be, I've asked you because I really believe you're going to do this well. And there's so many resources available. Every job in Rotary, I'm sure there's an expert out there. And I think, I mean, Colin was talking about that on last night, that, you know, with these new experts, there's no one in Rotary. I mean, gosh, there's a few Rotarians that have been Rotarians in this meeting longer than I've been alive. There is so much out there as far as resources. Just tap into it.
Yeah, I agree. And I think, as Jim was saying, you've also got mentoring roles as well, where people who have got the experience can share it with those who perhaps haven't got the experience. That's good. Any other thoughts on leadership before we move on to the next area?
Yeah, I'd add to say a bit about motivation, just making Rotary really exciting. So last week we got a talker in from who did some research on the rats at Tobruk, and we had a massive turnout, and not one tear was shed, you know, from most of the people that came to that meeting, and we all walked away and we're all excited and we're really happy as to how that meeting went. So my big focus is going to be, you know, bringing people to the meeting so that they're purposeful and eventful, and you know, everyone's keen to come and see more.
Yeah, no, I agree, Jim. I agree. That's a good point too. Okay, so let's move on to the next question.
I was going to actually.
Oh, go on. Who's that, Colin?
I'm sorry, and I was muted. Create an atmosphere of enthusiasm, inspiration, and promote the achievement of the group as a group, rather than and have a sense of belonging to an important national and international organization. That means have the members be proud of the fact that they are Rotarians, and promote also that, and broadcast it to the wider community, because this is what we don't do very well. We don't broadcast our achievements so that we can attract more members.
Yeah. You're quite right, Con. I think it gets to the stage too where people, once they know what we do, they then have an empathy to the sort of projects we get involved in and the sort of things that we help the community with. Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah, it's often been said, hasn't it? We're the best kept secret in town, and it's probably something that we should spread the net a lot wider. And I know Colin's looking at those sort of areas too, when he comes in to be district governor. I think these are really important things and obviously important for the clubs. Okay, so I want you to tell me now, in terms of what do you think a successful club may look like? What do you think are some of the aspects to it? Obviously, it needs to be friendly and outgoing and has good projects. What are some of the things that you guys think a successful club looks like?
Hello,
Sandra, yeah, go on. Sorry, Rob, go on. You're on the screen now. So Rob and then Sandra.
I'd just like to comment that a successful club, to me, is representing the energy of the members. And, you know, when the members are focused on projects and contributing and achieving great outcomes out of those things, that, to me, is one of the key elements of a successful club, where everyone's working towards a project and everyone with their different backgrounds is all finding ways of making this project a bigger success. So that would be my sort of idea on one element of a very successful club.
Yeah, I'd agree. And that works well every time, I think. Yep. Sandra, what are your thoughts?
Oh yeah. How do you raise your hand, by the way? Where's that? Is that down the bottom somewhere?
Down the bottom, yeah, in the reactions there. If you look down the bottom.
Oh, okay.
Down the reactions, then you can raise your hand from there.
Oh. Okay.
Oh.
Anyway, I think it's trying new things and being prepared to get it wrong. You know, I think our club says that we want to do different things, but we don't do them. You know, it's just like it's I don't know. Is it maybe a fear of getting it wrong, or just being open, more open-minded? I think that would really help. Certainly help our club, and also if people actually have ideas, to really get behind them with it and kind of lift them up. And yeah.
Are these new ideas, Sandra? I mean, when you're talking about the ideas that lift them up, what sort of ideas are you talking about? Is this for a new project or a new meeting, or how do you see this?
Oh yeah, well, I suppose I'm making it quite personal about my experience. It just took a really, really, really long time to be able to kind of share and be listened to, and to really hear what I had to offer. It took a lot of patience. It took a couple of years actually, and yeah, I found it really frustrating. There were times I was just tearing my hair out actually about being a Rotarian, because I could see how much power there was and how much, you know, what an amazing organization it was, but it was just seemed very set in its ways, and this is the way you do it, and this is the process, and you know, and I understand that you need kind of structure and process, but I think there's also room for creativity and trying new things and being open to new things.
Yeah, no doubt. And also with projects, it's how you advertise them as well. Many of you now, I'm sure, would be going through social media to get your projects off the ground, to have an opportunity to broaden the horizons of a particular project that you're looking at, and obviously delegate some of that responsibility throughout your committees, so that it makes it a lot easier to spread the load, but rather than just having it down on 1 or 2 people, Sandra. So those are the sort of factors too which make a difference, I think. And also I know when I chat to Will, one of the things that he looks at is dealing with local councils and schools and that type of thing. So I would imagine that all of you would be looking at trying to advertise, having a look at that for club projects that you're aware of. Would you agree, Will? Will still with me?
Oh yeah, I'm with you. All right. Yeah, I'll agree with you. You got to look outside your comfort zone, really. If you're used to certain things, and I heard what Sandra was saying before, it's most of the time that you have got members in your club who say, well, in 1983, when we did the art show, and I got a classic line for that, when they say that they did 15, 20 years ago, they did something. Now, my line most of the time is, well, in 1954, we didn't have TV. And you just make a full stop after that, because people will realize that things have moved on. Things have moved on since COVID. We go now AI, and we're having now a meeting via Zoom. We don't sit in the pub and sit around the table and try to squeeze everything in within an hour because we have to be home before whatever time. So we have to think outside the square to achieve the optimum, not only for the club, but also for the individuals who are president. If you can't get it within your club, talk to the club next door, because they probably tried to do the same as what you were trying to do. And with the two of you, you were stronger than just as the individual.
Yeah, good points. Good points. And I think that's going to become more obvious as we go through regionalisation as well, Will, so that more clubs can get together to collaborate and hopefully to work on bigger projects with more people that can actually carry the load. So they're pretty good points.
Peter.
Yes, Tilly.
Hi. Yeah, we're very keen on collaborating with other Rotary clubs in our area, as well as other service organisations, because we've got opportunities to work together. So we can work with other organisations in our area, like the RSL, like the local Surf Lifesaving Club. We help them, they help us. That's the process that we're looking at. And also, I like what people said before about accepting new ideas. So we've traditionally run local markets and raffles, where raffles involve people sitting out in the local shopping centre selling raffle tickets, and people are a bit over that. So we're trying to think how we can use technology to do that. And businesses are very generous in wanting to sponsor us. They say, oh, it's for Rotary, fine, what would you like, as a prize? So that's fantastic. So we'd like to capitalise on that. And just looking at new ways, I guess, of doing things that are less physical for our older members, but are less, more, how can I say, I can't think of the word, but just more relaxed and using technology, and less strenuous, I guess, and working smarter, not harder.
Yeah, it makes a difference, Tilly, doesn't it? Particularly, as you say, with the age demographics of some of our members, we need to work a little bit smarter rather than harder. I think that's a great idea, because I think they still want to be part of it. It's just a different way of working with them. I also take on board what you're saying about the possibility of using different types of media. Maybe a lot of it now is coming through AI, as we're all aware. I know that things can make that a lot easier when you're trying to even write documentation and all sorts of things with AI. So there are some great things that we can do in that area. Okay, we'll keep it moving, because we've got Tim, and then that'll be followed by Zeki. So I've got to ask Tim if you could say a few words.
Peter, thanks, Peter. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you okay, Tim.
Okay, good. I think that just a couple of things that make for a successful club, and that's good, strong committees. When you delegate to the different committees, that they've got to be, good, strong, and well-functioning committees. The second thing is that just to keep the meetings rolling along quite well, is that you've got to have good speakers, quality speakers that people want to come and listen to, so that you can keep firing your club, firing the membership, getting them excited, this sort of thing, and wanting them to come along to the meetings. That's just two things, I think, Peter.
Yeah, I agree with you with the quality speakers. In fact, sometimes I reckon, Tim, when you're doing that with quality speakers, it actually attracts more people to the meeting, providing you're advertising it on your bulletin, website, whatever you use. Facebook,
Peter, that's exactly my point. Yeah. So you can bring in more guests, you can increase your membership, make it more dynamic. exciting to belong to. That's what I think.
You know, Jim,
So
the other thing that I'd add to that comment too is that many clubs do what they call partners nights as well, if there is a great guest speaker. So they'll say, why don't you bring along your partner? So effectively you're doubling the number of people that come down to the meeting. And it seems to work well. You can't do it every week, but certainly on certain weeks it really makes sense. And then you really do have a lot of people that can do it. And I suppose on the other side of it, with the more collaboration, as Tilly was mentioning before, maybe Tilly, with more combined meetings too, you can increase the size of people coming along to that. So yeah, that would work out well.
Peter, we've just had a meeting like last Wednesday. It's an evening meeting, and we had a blind artist speak to us, and we had a partners meeting, and it was great. The blind artist could she was legally blind, but she's partially sighted, and she did what do they call it?
Braille.
The impressionist artwork,
okay.
and it was fabulous, you know. And people wanted to say it excites them, you know. That was really good.
Oh, that's fantastic.
So that was a partners meeting. We had a great meeting.
Yeah,
thanks, Peter.
And all of this can be organised through the president, through the committees. Makes a lot of sense. Now, we only have a few minutes to go, guys. So, Zeki, I'll go over to you at the moment. So, Zeki.
Thank you very much. I think a successful club needs to have a balanced age structure, a balanced gender structure, and also should be flexible to reflect what's happening in the community and be able to change the ways what they have been doing many, many times. Thank you.
Yes. Yep. Yeah, I agree. I like the flexible structure. I think we're becoming more and more flexible as time goes by as well. So that's a really good point. Brian, I think we'll have Brian, if there's one more question after that, and then we'll have to bid farewell to the session. So Brian, over to you.
Yeah, I'll be quick anyway. I think a really important thing is for us to have positive visibility. So while I agree with a lot of the things that were said in terms of making the club internally successful, to grow Rotary, I think we've got to have that positive visibility. So all the good things that we're doing, particularly within the community, have to be communicated. And I thought a wonderful point that was made early on was even just saying that you're a Rotarian, you've already got a positive start. So having the things that we do and communicating those in some way back to the community is a great way of building visibility. If we're internally focused and we're doing a great job, it's only 15 to 25 people that are benefiting from that. But if it's benefiting the community, let the community know. So I think success really should be measured in terms of the visibility that we've got.
Yeah, I think that's a great point. And the more we do that, Brian, the more successful we become, and certainly the opportunity to get corporate members, new members into the club, people that want to be associated with us, even getting people who can sponsor us, it makes a whole lot of sense. So that's a great point. Okay, guys. Well, it's just about that time. I did promise you that we'd have no more than an hour. I think we could go on for another hour, but I would say sincerely, this has been a fantastic group. I do genuinely appreciate everybody coming in tonight, and I hope it's been of some value to you. A quick thank you to Mark Humphreys. He does a fantastic job for us. So thank you, Mark, for everything. We'll give Mark a clap. And also, I wanted to wish our great friend, Colin Byron, all the best as District Governor in about 50 days, I think, Colin tells me. So
yeah.
It won't be long. But Colin's going to do a fantastic job, so we're really looking forward to it. So take care, guys. Have a great week, and we look forward to seeing you around the district.